you may not be aware, but India has a sanitation crisis. It has spread so far that thousands die every day because of it. This issue calls for major government and organizational attention, and it calls for yours. The sanitation epidemic causes health, gender, education, and water pollution problem, all because people lack toilets. Exposure to fecal matter is extremely dangerous and can cause parasites, viruses, diseases, and malnutrition. In developing countries, such as India, diarrhea kills by the thousands. India experiences over 200,000 under 5 deaths caused by diarrheal diseases every year. In the past, countering diarrhea was extremely difficult as the treatment was expensive and clinics often a long way away. Parents who could not afford this treatment ended up missing work and therefore had less money than before. Another serious side effect of exposure to fecal matter is malnutrition. Malnutrition is a serious child killer, especially in India. It can cause damage to kidneys, lung, brain, and other organ systems. Some 47% of India's children are affected by malnutrition. Malnutrition affects body size, weight, and height, which often diminishes self-esteem. In India, around 162 million children are affected by malnutrition due to lack of sanitation. The 2011 national census found that around 620 million Indians defecate outdoors, and that even though the percentage of households without toilets decreased over a decade, due to population growth, the exposure to fecal matter rose by about half. Stunted children also suffer a lot more cognitive deficits. Are affected in more ways than is expected. They suffer from sexual harassment and assault from men, and many health effects related to not being able to or willing to relieve themselves often enough. Last year, 2 girls, when walking in the fields to find somewhere to defecate, were viciously gang raped and then hanged. After being sexually assaulted, women can contract many sexually transmitted diseases such as HIV/AIDS and syphilis. Women are forced to not use the toilet for more than 13 hours. This means that women are forcing themselves not to go, which presents several health effects. Women can contract certain gut diseases which cause extreme pain. Women also try not to drink water all day so that they do not need to urinate. This means they are dehydrated. Women's emotional health is affected by a decrease in self-esteem brought about by the embarrassment of not being able to go to the toilet all day. Menstruation is also a big sanitation issue women have to deal with that men don't. Most of the time there are no bathrooms at school, so girls prefer to stay at home where it's easier to access an area to go, or a toilet if they have one. Sanitation Crisis says 23% of girls drop out of school when they reach puberty because there are no bathrooms. Because of the lack of toilets, people defecate and urinate in the rivers. This pollutes the river and destroys the marine life. Not much has changed because it is now a habit for people. Also, many people in India depend on public toilets. These toilets are often not clean and people can contract diseases from them. Furthermore, 38,354 million litres of sewage a day is produced by the main cities in India. Due to this huge amount of sewage, the treatment plants are unable to treat the sewage, and the sewage therefore pollutes the environment even more. Sanitation and education are 2 of the basic human rights. The main cause for children not going to school in India is that parents do not like to send their children to school if there are no toilets. Girls are affected most as once they reach puberty and start menstruating, their parents will not send them to school if there is no toilet. The girls themselves feel embarrassed and don't want to go to school. Education opens the door to a marvelous and wonderful life, including improved job opportunities, higher wage levels, and therefore an improved quality of life. However, taking education away closes the door to all these things. In some cases, lack of education leads to low self-esteem as the person realizes that their opportunities are limited or people ridicule them. The effects on girls, however, can be more dramatic. Research has shown that girls leaving school early or with little education usually marry early and give birth to children early, whereas when they marry later, they have less children.
Created using Powtoon.